What's going on, everyone? This is Kevin here, coming at you with my hands-on and first impressions video of the Google Pixel 7a. So without further ado, let's get started. So this is the Pixel 7a. This device was recently launched in May of 2023, and it is the successor to last year's Google Pixel 6a. Now the 6a is actually still being offered, and it is being offered at a discount, so you might want to consider that. But going from that phone to this phone, we have gotten quite a few improvements, but I will be comparing those two devices in a separate video, so stay tuned for that content. Now with the Pixel 7a, we are getting an MSRP of $499, so this is meant to be a mid-range smartphone, but overall, we're getting a lot of features here, and in many ways, it is actually a pretty solid alternative to the regular Pixel 7 and Pixel 7 Pro. And then just to clarify, I am part of Team Pixel, however, I did buy this phone with my own money. Now before we get too far into things here with the actual device itself, let's see what all comes included in the box. So here's the box, you can see right there, Pixel 7a, and the actual box itself is very slim. And then included is a double-sided USB-C cable for charging and data transfer, and we have a USB OTG adapter. Now I'm not really sure how many people are actually going to be using this, but I am still glad to see that it is included. Now with the Pixel 7a, we're getting a pretty large 6.1-inch display. Now despite this display actually being pretty big, it's actually smaller than both the Pixel 7 and Pixel 7 Pro. So if you do find those two devices to be too big for you, then this phone might be a decent alternative in that regard. But the good news is that even though this display is pretty big, the phone is still decently pocketable and pretty compact as well. And a good reason for that is because the bezels are pretty small all throughout. Now with this phone, we are getting an OLED display at 90 Hz, so that slightly faster refresh rate is a nice premium touch to have. And then since it is OLED, we're getting very nice viewing angles and also excellent colors. The display is 1080p, we're getting a PPI 429, we're also getting a 20:9 aspect ratio, so a more narrow but taller form factor. And then again, with these small bezels, we're getting an 81.8% screen to body ratio. So overall, a nice sleek design here with this device. And in general, I feel like the Pixel 7a feels a lot more expensive and premium than it actually is. Now up top here, we are getting a 13 megapixel front-facing camera located in this hole punch. Now internally here with this device, we're getting 128 gigabytes of storage, and unfortunately, there is no microSD card expansion. So you are stuck with the storage allotment that we are getting here with the phone, which is a bit disappointing, but at the same time, I am glad that we're getting as much storage as we are with 128 gigabytes. Now a nice surprise with the Pixel 7a is that we're actually getting wireless charging here with this phone. Now compared to the Pixel 6a, we didn't have that feature at all, but in addition to that, wireless charging here with this device does max out at 7.5 watts, which is actually pretty decently fast for wireless charging. And in addition to that, with this phone, we do have an in-display fingerprint sensor, which is nice and fast and accurate, and we're also getting face unlock with this device too. So I do appreciate that we have multiple methods here for getting into the phone. Now taking a look at the back of the device, we're getting a dual camera setup with a 64 megapixel main camera and a 13 megapixel ultra wide angle camera that can capture images at up to 120 degrees. Now heading over to the camera app, this is how things look with the standard camera. Then from here, we can go over to 0.5, which will take us over to the ultra-wide camera, and you can see we can fit a lot more content into a single frame. I'm especially a big fan of using the ultra-wide camera when I'm on vacation, for example, because it's great to be able to take photos of a lot of my surroundings and big buildings as well. So overall, I don't see the ultra-wide camera as being any sort of gimmick. Now compared to the more premium phones in Google's Pixel series, there is no telephoto camera here with this device, which is also a useful camera feature, so it is unfortunate that's not here, but I suppose for this to be an A-series device, they do have to make some compromises in some places. But we can also head over to portrait mode to get those nice blurred out backgrounds, and then we can flip around to take portrait selfies. And then also, we can take group selfies, so it crops out a little bit, and then you can take standard selfies too. And overall, you shouldn't expect to find too many compromises with the cameras on this phone as far as the actual quality goes, because the Pixel A series does have that reputation of pretty much maintaining similar camera quality compared to its more expensive counterparts within the Pixel series, but at the same time, giving us a phone that's a bit more affordable. Now I definitely have to test out all the various cameras here in the phone before I give you more opinions about it, but overall, I've heard that the camera quality is very similar to the recently launched Pixel Fold. Another nice thing too is that this phone does support 4K video recording with not only the rear camera, but also the front camera as well. Now internally, with the Google Pixel 7a, we're getting 8GB of RAM and the Google Tensor G2 processor. Now with that combination, you should definitely expect to get very good performance with the phone, and so far, from my brief amount of time of using it, I have noticed that it runs very smoothly. It was nice and quick to set up, so that's great too, and overall, it pretty much delivers near flagship performance despite it actually being a mid-range phone. Now I did run a benchmark test using Geekbench 6, and here are the scores that I got from that test. So I got a single core score of 1325 and a multi-core score of 3146. So what I recommend doing is running this test on your current phone and then compare your scores to these scores to get a better idea of how the Pixel 7a measures up against the phone that you currently have. Because it is possible that the phone you have right now could be faster, but based on these actual scores, I would say this phone is quite a fast device. So if you are someone that's frustrated with your current phone being very slow and you want to make an upgrade, but at the same time you don't want to pay $1,000 for example, then I can definitely see where the Pixel 7a would make a lot of sense for you. And then with this device, we're getting a very large 4,385 mAh internal battery, and then this phone does support up to 18-watt fast charging. Now in my opinion, I do feel like 18-watt fast charging is hardly fast charging at this point. There's quite a few phones, and even phones that are a bit less expensive than this phone, that do support fast charging that's a bit faster than 18 watts. So while you can get by with 18-watt fast charging, and you certainly should use adapters that support that, it would have been nice to see 30-watt fast charging, or maybe even faster. And then with this device, we are getting Android 13 out of the box, and of course since it is a Pixel phone, you should expect to get quite a few major Android software updates into the future. And then this phone does support NFC, so if you do want to use the device to make mobile contactless payments using Tap and Pay, using services such as Google Pay for example, then you can do that here. Now overall, I am impressed with the build quality of the Google Pixel 7a. This phone does feel a lot more premium than it even is, and overall, the materials are premium that are being used here. I suppose the only thing that's not premium is the material on the back, which is made out of plastic instead of glass, which you find on the other Pixel 7 phones. So I actually had to double check that it was plastic and not glass, because it is kind of hard to tell, even when kind of tapping on the back of the phone. But the side rails here on the device are made out of aluminum, and of course the display is made of glass. But I do recommend pairing this phone up with some sort of case, because plastic can get scratched up quite a bit as time goes on. But in general, I feel like they definitely made the most of the materials that we are getting here with the phone. But on the left side of the device, we have just the slot for the SIM card. Then on the right side, we have the power button, volume up and volume down. Then up top here, we have the noise canceling microphone. And then on the bottom, we have the speaker, USB-C port for charging and data transfer, and the microphone. And this phone does support stereo audio, so when you're doing things like watching videos or listening to music, you are going to be getting audio out of both the earpiece and main speaker on the bottom of the phone. Then on the back side of the device, we have the dual camera setup, the flash, Google logo, and that's pretty much it. Now, even though the material on the back of the phone is a glossy material, it doesn't really show too many fingerprints. I suppose it's because of the actual color of the phone, but overall, I don't actually mind that it is a glossy back. But in general, I'm really excited about the Google Pixel 7a, and I feel like this phone so far seems to be a very worthy successor to last year's Pixel 6a. Now, as I mentioned earlier in the video, it does seem like they are planning on keeping the 6a available for a bit longer into the future, so I'm not sure when they're going to be discontinuing that device, but that phone is being offered at this point for like $350, so that's definitely a lot more affordable than the 7a. But at the same time, the 7a does bring a lot of extra features and other bonuses compared to the 6a, so it's not like this phone is really a small evolution from its predecessor, but rather it is a really solid successor. And then seeing that the Pixel 7a is already being offered from a variety of different carriers definitely makes me confident that this phone will be very successful. But most importantly, I'm really curious to know what you think about the Google Pixel 7a. Were you looking for more with this phone, or do you feel like it's a solid launch from the company? Definitely let me know in the comment section, but also stay tuned for future content here about the device. But this is Kevin here, this is the Google Pixel 7a, and I will see you in the next one. Take care and have a great rest of your day.